Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes. Glory be to God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Woo! I want to welcome each and every one of you today. What an awesome beginning we began today. We just praying and yes, so hallelujah. Hallelujah. So I want to later Destiny to just gonna lead us. So we go from there.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Destiny Love Lucas from Southern California near Lake Arrowhead. It's a beautiful spring day, and it's so wonderful to be with all of you. It looks like beautiful ladies today. And who knows who else will be joining us. And I want to just welcome you all, and even some new faces that we see here today. It's such a blessing to have you join us and be a part of what we're learning and what we're discovering together with our journey with Healy. Having a better understanding of how frequencies and sounds work and how it can bring us to a place of wholeness in our beings. It's really been an exciting journey so far with what we've learned, using this device to help us bring to that place of wholeness. Healy, and we're going to go ahead and put up the disclaimer in just a moment here, and then I'll go ahead and read that. But Healy is a device that has been approved by the FDA for pain. It does have multiple capabilities. However, we're still discovering what all those things are as we are using our particular Healy. So it's pretty exciting. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and just read just part of this. Healy is a microcurrent medical device that has been cleared by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration only for the local relief of acute, chronic, and arthritis pain and muscle soreness due to overexertion. Healy also has non-medical applications that use individualized microcurrent frequencies to harmonize your bioenergetic field. And always use your Healy in accordance with its instructions for use. This is a disclaimer that we use that has been approved by Healy's company, that we can use either as distributors or users anywhere that we share online or with people that we're sharing this with. It is us for saying things that maybe we, as we're learning and discovering, will help protect the company and ourselves. So I just, without further ado, I do want to thank Pastor Benedicta, who's helped lead this group that we have, Vibrate Life. As we are a team, we're all learning from each other. This whole group is for just that purpose, for us to learn, to grow, to develop, to use and understand how frequencies and sound affect us, to bring us to that place of wholeness. We're so excited that we've been able to use a technology that has over 144,000 different frequencies in a small device that we can use in our homes, that we can share with our friends, that we can share with our families. And we're here to share testimonials, have Q's and A's, and we even have a special speaker today who will be sharing some personal things that she's learned over her years. And I'm going to let Mama O, Pastor Benedicta, go ahead and introduce her. And also would like to welcome Caroline Moore, who has also been a core part of our group, and also has been able to answer a lot of questions. We're all here to help and learn from each other. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Pastor Benedicta. Back to you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Destiny. I am so happy I can. So, Andrea, how are you? How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. It's
And can you tell us where you're calling from? Because I have a wonderful guest that want to hear where everybody is.
okay. I am from the Cayman Islands.
Okay. Cayman Island. Okay. All right. And Julie.
Hi there. I'm from the West Midlands in England, which is in the UK. I'm bang in the middle.
I know, Miss Moore.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Okay. Would you introduce yourself? I have Chelsea's here, and then I would like you to know where everybody is calling in right now.
I'm in Michigan today.
Okay, Michigan today. She's one of
Tomorrow,
this lady. You never know what she's gonna be.
tomorrow I'll be in Southern California.
Okay, awesome, wonderful, wonderful. All right, Denise, are you in a space where you can say hello and let us know where you are?
Hi, Dr.
Yeah, she's at work, so most of the time, Chelsea, she's at work, so sometimes she just kind of pops in like that. Okay, go ahead.
I'm about 50 miles away from you, Pastor Benedicta.
Oh, really?
In Ventura, California. Yeah, or Oxnard, yes.
Oxnard,
California.
oh, wow, okay, oh, wonderful. All right, we want to hear from Yvette. Yvette is connecting, so she's connecting. Okay, she says she's connecting. Or maybe while she's connecting, we can hear from Darlene.
California, Moreno Valley.
Hallelujah. Okay, Yvette. Yvette, we need to see your pretty face. Maybe sometimes oh, yay!
Yes.
Yay!
Sorry about that. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I missed whatever went before. Sorry.
Oh, we were trying to introduce where we're calling from. We have a special guest that is with us, and we wanted her at least to hear from where some of our people are logging in.
Okay, I am in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, so we're just gonna stop here because I know maybe more people are going. Also, we do have some men, but sometimes they're at work. And but we are so grateful for all of you that have joined in today. Honestly, I was blown away when I started. I have been with this young woman. Her name is Chelsea. I've been with her for a while. She comes to worship, you know, when she's local. So I kind of fell in love with her the first day. But beginning to just listen to her, to see the giftings and the talent that God has deposited in her. And then looking at where we are with Healy, I was like, oh my God, she gotta know Healy. She gotta know Healy. And then of course I know that we one of our team member, you know, her name is Connie. She's already shared in detail about it. So she's not kind of new. Maybe whatever, she may have some question, but she's not new in that. So because she's been really informed by Connie. So, but because she has really been in, actually she's been walking this walk, you know, in frequency and the body and care and health and wholeness, that, you know, I feel like she is someone that we want to hear from. And that's why I invited her to be able to share with us today. Many of us have been using Healy for a while. Some of us started new. For me, I started since July last year to use Healy. And, you know, that's how I've been able to know some things you know, because, you know, this Western medicine is like, you know, you have headache, you know, you go take an aspirin here, you have this, you go do this here. And but just to know, other than, you know, our faith, we know that our faith, we go to God first. We go to him, we pray, you know, and then of course, as a Jewish people, they said you go to the doctor. You gotta go to the doctor. But just to have something that has been helping people, myself personally, and of course, like, you know, Disney shared, many of us have been really benefited from what Healy has to offer without having to pop medicine, pop tablet in our mouth. And this young lady at Chelsea kind of lives that life, even though she's not using Healy yet, but she kind of, can understand and lives that life. And I really want to have her to share with us, so then we can have opportunity to ask questions, and maybe some of you may be able to share your testimonies as relate to what your usage. And also we can do a little bit update in terms of, they did today was Wednesday, and I mean, today is Wednesday, and they did an update, so we can just bring everybody up to date as to what the corporate said today. So without further ado, I want you please to welcome this beautiful, awesome young woman, lover of Jesus, Chelsea. Chelsea, you have the floor.
Hello.
Yay! Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
Hi, Chelsea.
Oh, I love you so much,
I love you
Benedicta.
too.
You're so sweet.
I love you too, sweetie.
Every time you talk, I'm just like, oh, she's just such a sweet, sweet woman. Thank you all so much for having me. I feel so honored. When she offered for me to come, I was like, wow, this is such a sweet opportunity just to share my story, to touch lives. I am very, very, very passionate about what I do. It's changed my life, and it's changed many, many people's lives. And I just constantly feel so honored that God's just put these things inside of me, and I've been able to share this with the world. So I just wanted to start out. I will introduce myself and give you guys my story, but if you don't mind if I pray, if that's okay to get started.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
As I pray, I just want everyone to put their hands over their hearts and just receive. Before we started, I just felt like the Father wants to touch hearts today through my story. And that is my passion. It's everything I do. I just pray that every heart would be touched by his love. As I share my story, he has changed my life, and I just pray that he would touch you in a mighty way today. So Father, I just thank you for this beautiful opportunity, for all the beautiful gifts that you've placed in me that I can actually share with these beautiful women and men and these people that you've placed in front of me. And I just pray that today every heart would be touched. God, whatever you want to say to them individually, however you can touch their body, touch their hearts, touch their minds, I just pray that you would do it. And I just thank you so much, and I love you. And I say this in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So I grew up, I will give you guys a little history so you know where I came from and then where I am today. My birth with my mom, I was actually a miracle child. So I was not supposed to come out of the womb. The doctor said I had a 5% chance of living. And so when I came out of the womb, my mom was very sick and I was struggling, but by the grace of God, I lived, and here I am today. And I won't get in depth of, the issues. It's all done away with. But as a child growing up, I was always sick. I was in the doctors, I was in hospitals, I had pneumonia at the age of 4, and, medication and doctors and that whole system, I was in probably all the way up until I was about 19. When I was 19, I got into a car accident. And through that car accident, I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, I was very passionate about working out at that point. I had found working out and weightlifting in high school. And so that was kind of my little outlet of how to be healthy and whatnot. So the doctor basically said, oh, you're not ever going to be able to squat again because of this car accident. And something inside of me was like, I wasn't a Christian then. I loved Jesus. I knew Jesus my whole life, but I wasn't reading the Bible. I didn't fully understand who he was. He had his hand on me my whole entire life. So something in me was like, oh, I don't think that is actually true. From there, I walked out of that office and I vowed to myself, I was going to figure out how to heal my body, not through medicine. And at that point, I had actually prayed. I said, God, if you can help me figure out how to heal my body from this accident, I will do whatever it takes to help people with this. And so I went and got a personal training certification. I learned a lot about holistic health and nutrition. And I was 19 at the time, so I had a lot of passion. And when you have doctors telling you that you're, limited to certain things and that young, it's like, no. I have way too much life to live. I'm not doing that. So I went on a journey of learning the human body, and I got a job at a gym, and I was helping people lose weight. I was figuring out everything about the body that I could. And through nutrition, that was about the most that I knew at that point. Through nutrition and through speaking life over my body, I basically started to heal, and I started to get stronger. And then I incorporated weightlifting into that to strengthen my muscular system and build my body back up. Now, looking back, I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. It's like, I'm just eating right. I'm just learning all the practical things. One of the trainers at the gym that I worked at had given me a book, and the book was How to Heal Your Body, Heal Your Life. And this woman's not a Christian, and I wasn't even a Christian at that time, but there were a lot of practical truths that she was sharing. Basically, your own beliefs that you believe about yourself will manifest through your body. Mm-hmm. So it's like, wow. Well, I discovered that I struggled a lot with hating my body. It's like, I need to change that, because that is really affecting my body. I had thyroid issues, and I figured out from the thyroid issues, it was because I hadn't learned how to love my body yet. And so I embarked on a journey, not only as a personal trainer, but also how to love my body back to health. And so from there, I trained clients for years and years, and I got into school. I started studying for my kinesiology degree in human movement science. And while I was in school, I was learning a lot about the body. I wanted to be a doctor, actually. And so that was my pre-med, degree that I was going in to do. And I learned so much about the body and realized that at that point, God had implanted in me a lot of healing gifts. So my desire to become a doctor, to heal the body, was actually a gift that he put in me. It's like, oh, well, we don't need to go to medical school. And at the time also, I had met Jesus. I had actually given my whole entire life and world to him at that point. And so I had met the doctor. I had met the healer. I had met the one who can heal and touch every single part of us in a second, and we can heal. So midway through my degree, I was still personal training, and I was in a gym. And what had started to happen was a lot of women were coming to me, and during our workouts, they would just start bawling. They would start crying. And I remember one of the clients I was working with. I mean, she's letting everything out. She's telling me her deepest, darkest secrets. She's just releasing a lot of emotions. And I stood there, and internally I was like, Lord, why does this keep happening? What is going on with all these women coming in? I mean, we're in a gym, they're coming to work out. I'm not a counselor, I'm not a therapist, but clearly you're doing something here. Can you help me out? Because I don't know how to help. I don't know how to navigate through the emotional side of things. And he basically shared with me, when you heal people's bodies, you actually also heal their emotions, and they go hand in hand. And so I want to actually take you on a journey of not only healing the body, but also healing the heart. And when you heal the heart, you heal the mind. And when you heal the body and the heart and mind, everything works in sync and the spirit actually can fully thrive. It's like, wow, okay. So how do we do this? And so through that, I just learned with God how to help people connect to their hearts. And I realized through a lot of these women sharing their emotions and their stories with me, it was almost like they would turn into a little child who never got love and attention from their parents. And so the Lord taught me how to help people heal their inner child, which is basically your heart. And through that, what I would do is help them change the belief systems they have about themselves, the memories and the trauma they experienced as a child. We would work through those memories and the trauma through openly processing, and then we would shift those beliefs into what's actually true. And I would have them create a whole list of what some would call a mantra, a whole list of truths that they would speak out of their mouth over their body. And
affirmation. Sorry.
What's that?
I said we call it affirmation.
Yes, thank you. I'm not new age, I promise. I know a lot of people use the word mantra, but yes, affirmations, declarations. Yeah. And so what I noticed is a lot of my female clients just through working out weren't losing weight. And so when we started doing these practices, they would actually start to lose weight and their body would change and their health would get better. And if they had certain health issues, the health issues would go away. They'd go to the doctor and the doctor would say, "What are you doing? Because it's working. Just keep doing it." And it was through working out. It was through getting emotionally healthy and becoming self-aware. And then beyond that, I had realized in the same season of my life, at the end of my workouts with clients, I am massaging any part of the body that was in pain. Again, this was another gift God had given me that I had discovered through these experiences. And so what would happen is my clients would come in and be like, "Oh my gosh, my shoulder has been in pain for 3 weeks and I am doing everything and it won't go away." Like, all right, go ahead and sit down. Let me work through the muscle and let's just see if we can give you some relief. So 5 minutes and I'm working through the muscle and they're like, "Oh my gosh, the pain is completely gone. What did you do?" And I'm like, "Well, just work through the muscle with my hand. I do what's called muscle stripping, and I just go through each muscle fiber and I strip through it. And basically what I'm doing is laying the muscle flat on the bone and working through any knots, any tension that's in that muscle." And so from there, I started doing bodywork sessions where it's basically massage, but I'm doing this throughout the whole entire body. And with each client, I would instantly go right to the pain point, the area. Even if they didn't tell me what was going on, I would go straight to it and I would work through that part of the body. And I watched people just get whole and healthy, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. And so this is what I've done for, gosh, we're going on like 15 years now, but it's evolved over time. And so now, all of this is cultivated together. And my passion is to help people understand eating high frequency foods, positive sound, positive self-talk. Basically, we have the power. We have the power to heal our bodies. We have the power, whatever we think, whatever thoughts are coming in or whatever thoughts are coming through the heart, it's almost as if those are sounds over your system, right? And so those thoughts are washing over every part of your being. And so if you can change those thoughts, if we go into scripture, we talk about repentance, it's literally just changing your mind, changing your thoughts. And so if you can change your thoughts about yourself, you can get healthy. And so that's basically what I do is I help people learn how to love themselves and see themselves, A, the way the Father sees them, and B, the way they were originally designed. So we come into this world, typically a lot of us go through a lot of childhood trauma and pain. And it takes going through a healing process to work through some of that stuff, if it's still there, to actually become a whole version of yourself, the best and whole version of yourself that you can be. And so it all works together. And so that's basically my story. My passion, is to help people just get back to their original design with their body, to heal their heart, to change their thoughts about themselves. And
That's awesome.
that's me.
That is awesome. And
Yeah.
you were sharing with me about just all this meal. So I honestly, my hope and my belief and my prayer is that one of these days, with one of our classes, maybe it's a nutrition or whatever, that we are able to, just register and be able to participate. Maybe it will be, that's what we do, and then have a few minutes of answering questions. But after sitting with her, it's like, I gotta let people hear this woman, this child of God. I gotta hear, you guys have to hear. And this is just, she just kind of did it. This is just like an introduction of who she is, but the actual work itself is something that I'm speaking into the future, that we're able to, we're able to be able to register into one of the classes. And maybe if you can do like 40 minutes for us, we have this, there's a lady that I've registered with, and her name is Maria, and any of you have, so Maria does all this on, it's also, she's a homeopathy or something, so naturopath, sorry. So as well, but I'm saying we have our own right here. We will have our own, and this child, she loves the Lord, and of course the other one does, but I'm saying she knows, that spiritual work, and mystical life, and everything that you can think of. And I think that it will behoove us to really support her, even when she send us the class, the day she's going to teach, whatever. We'll be able to register and really, really, really be able to take the class. So I don't know.
I did want to ask you, because I do want to give you guys a couple of things, to kind of leave with, and what you and I had talked about the other day. I do want to share what my meal plan, my diet looks like, and the purpose and why I eat the way that I eat is what I shared with you the other day.
Yeah.
So what I do with nutrition, and this is what I give all my clients, is I try to eat the whole entire rainbow of foods. So fruits and vegetables. So I have a banana, I have clementines or an orange, I have an apple, and then I have berries every single day. And then vegetables, I'll have spinach, kale, green chard, broccoli, carrots, a tomato, an avocado. What else? One pepper, one cucumber. And so every single day, what this will do to your body is it will actually raise the frequencies inside of you naturally, because you're putting plant-based foods inside of your body. And so naturally your frequency is going to go up. Your thoughts are going to be more positive. Your internal feelings are going to be more positive. And then 3 meals a day with proteins, carbs, and a fat. And I try to keep that all very well balanced. But I try not to eat processed foods or foods with chemicals in them. And then all the meats that I eat is typically organic or grass-fed, just pure, clean foods. And then the other thing I did want to share with you guys is I do breath work. Breath work is very powerful within the body when you breathe in. Dr. O does a lot of breathing, which I love. But when you breathe in, you can actually cleanse your system through breath work. And so just wanted to give you guys a little bit of, what I eat, and then everyday stress. So I don't know a lot about the Healy yet. Connie shared with me, and I'm so curious to learn more and more about it.
Yeah,
But
you're on a platform where these ladies they know their masters.
yeah.
They can share with you.
So I did notice that it talks about over functioning of the muscular system. And that is a big, big thing that I help people stop over functioning their muscles. A lot of athletes actually overtrain. And so you're over functioning the muscle, you're putting a lot of stress on the body. So through breath work and body work, I help people's bodies calm and stop over functioning and come back to what science calls homeostasis in the body. It's basically balance. And so, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys my meal plan and a little bit of breath work. That's it.
Right. Well, does anybody have a question to
So
ask?
I do. So,
Okay.
so in your breath work, what type of what does that look like on a daily basis for you?
Okay, so typically every morning, what I'll do first thing that I do when I wake up is I will sit up, and for 2 minutes, I'll just slowly breathe. And it literally looks like this. I close my eyes. Very simple.
So you do the 4 in, hold 2, 4 down, hold 2.
I do that at other times of the day. In the morning, I try not to have a structure. What my intention is in the morning is to go slow and soft. Because typically first thing in the morning, the mind will start. And so my heart is, okay, I don't want my mind to start. So I'm just going to breathe for a minute and keep my body in this calm state. Does that make sense? And in that, I'm like, good morning, Lord.
Right.
You know, it's prayer also, but it's my intention is to keep my body calm and keep the mind quiet. But I do structured breath work at other times of the day. Yeah.
How many times throughout the day?
So typically twice, so morning and night. If I'm under a lot of stress, breath work is where I go. Again, prayer and breath work, but speaking about breathing, you know, to calm the nervous system, the reason that the muscles get tight and tense and they overfunction is because of stress on the nervous system. So breath work helps bring the nervous system back down, and that will actually calm the muscles down. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you guys have the floor. Anybody? Yes. Okay, Andre.
Yeah, you mentioned the rainbow in the in your intake, your nutritional intake, and then you also mentioned 3 meals a day. Do you incorporate the rainbow in that 3 meals, or do you actually eat more than 3 times a day?
So it depends on the day. What I do is I try to be creative with food. That's like a whole other lesson I can teach.
Yeah.
There's a whole reason why food is why I basically pull from all these foods, but I use it as a creating process. Give you a little background. Growing up, food, you know, I had issues with food where I would withhold. It was a self-punishment thing. I would withhold food from my body. A lot of women do this when we don't love our bodies and learn how to love and accept ourselves. It's a form of self-punishment. And so that created not even a eating disorder, just what they call disordered eating. It's just unhealthy eating. So I didn't have an eating disorder, but it was unhealthy eating. So I'd go hours without eating, and then I would eat a lot, and it was just chaotic. So as I've gotten healthy, food is something that I use as a creative tool that brings me a lot of pleasure.
Good.
Thank
So
you.
all of those fruits and vegetables, I'll either create a salad, snacks. I'll put together a whole dip, and then I'll cut everything up and have I'll eat that throughout the whole entire day. Like, it just depends on the day. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Destiny, go ahead.
Hi. Okay, as I was raising my hand. Thank you so much for sharing. It's so awesome. I'm really grateful for what you know, your story, and I actually resonated a lot with your story, especially in the beginning portion, you know, of what you shared. I wanted to ask you some of the things that you said that you shared, or that you've done for yourself and that you shared with your clients on the words of affirmation, the speaking over yourself. Can you share some of the affirmations that you suggest, you know, for loving your body? Because that's something that I think I could benefit from for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one of the things that I struggled with for many, many years was I would look at my body and my thought was, you're ugly. And I didn't mean that. Like, I was not intentionally doing this and thinking this or speaking it over myself. But I met a woman who prophetically sensed that I had lived under that my whole life. And she helped me become aware. And I basically was like, oh my goodness, no. So I took the opposite, and the opposite is you're beautiful. And so I started actually speaking over every single part. And this is something I do with a lot of my female clients, is we go through each part of the body that you've spoken negative words over, you've hated. So I'll give you an example. I hated my stomach because if I gained weight, that was the one part of my body that I would get bigger and everything else would stay small. So my stomach, I'm constantly saying, oh my gosh, you're gross, you're ugly, you're this, you're that. So what I did was I went to my stomach first and I said, oh my gosh, stomach, I'm so sorry. Just like you would do with a person, you know, I repented. I'm like, I am so sorry. Please forgive me for every negative word I've said over you. I actually love you and I accept you. And I think you're the most beautiful part of this body. So it's like, I almost took my body like I would take if I had a daughter. You know, if I had a daughter, I would never say negative things over her. I would actually constantly tell her how beautiful she is. I'd constantly remind her that she can do anything with her life, that she can dream, you know? And so I took my body and every single part I spoke love and beauty and life over. And to this point now where I don't even think it's the programming, I actually overcame it. Like, I don't think there's ever a time where I'm like, ooh, and if there is, I catch it like that. So I teach a lot of my female clients, if you haven't liked your hips or if there's certain part, you just put your hand there. And I love you and I accept you. I think you're so beautiful. Does that help?
Absolutely. Thank you. That was really awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's very, very simple.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Hi. Hi, Chelsea. When you were mentioning about how you work out the muscles on your clients, and it really interested me the way you said you could go and press them flat against the bone. Is it possible, I mean, to be able to administer to yourself doing that? I'm not, obviously there are some parts that are difficult to reach, but because that, you know, I have sort of muscle in my neck that really, you know, needs a bit of work on, but it's not easy in this time to go and find someone to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you have parts of the body that need work, it's just like, let's say your neck hurts, right? I mean, you can just go along that pain spot and all you do is push hard into that muscle.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to teach because it is kind of a skill and a craft.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to do it to yourself, you could definitely just basically through the muscle fiber, try to work out any tension or knots. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Very good.
Yeah. If you do have someone local, it's kind of tricky because I'm a little picky who I allow to lay their hands on my body.
Yeah.
But if there is someone that you're safe with, it is good to have a professional be able to work through the muscular system. And hopefully someday I'll be able to train some powerful, spirit-filled people to do what I do. because we need it.
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
just, yeah, I
Yeah.
just feel a little bit sad that this is a time. I mean, I know God, you're on assignment and you go where God wants you to take. I just like, oh man, this time we just got to know her. It's time she has to leave. But I know that God's a plan for each of our life, and and
Yeah.
that I believe there will be a time you'll be with us, teaching us. Even I don't know if you you already know, if somebody already told that. I thought maybe I'd Ambe, because we're also creating a health center in a church. And,
Yes.
and that was my passion. And then so I'm thinking about, so Connie, because Connie has this the sound bowls and all the stuff. We're just
Yeah.
thinking about bringing all this. We're looking for my sister. We're brainstorming. We're just doing things. So we're painting the
Yeah.
place, setting it up. But who knows? When the Lord's going to bring you to come out. Maybe it could be a week or 3 days teaching
Yeah.
and whatnot that you can do for us. So I'm so
Absolutely.
excited. Yeah.
Well, I'm
I know
still
that.
traveling. I'm traveling out that way anyway, so
Yeah.
we can
So I
always
think,
plan it.
yes. So Denise, I know you thought you wanted to ask something.
Yes, I just wanted to say to Chelsea, thank you for that. Just your testimony, because I was relating to that. And I know I was at 4 months, I had pneumonia and they pronounced me gone. I was dead.
Wow.
And my grandmother prayed me back on the waiting room floor. And then again, when I was in kindergarten, I got pneumonia again. So, but I know that, I have a plan, that he has a plan and purpose for me. And I know how, and I tell him, I know how beautiful I am because he says I am. And
Yes.
the way we eat is confirmation, because we might as well share the same plate, because I stay away from the process and all those foods. And I love the broccoli and I love vegetables and I love fruits and I love the heat. I use my Healy. And I just want to tell you to also, my mom, she's 89 years old. And she was diagnosed with this just recently. She was having shortness of breath. So they diagnosed her with adenocarcinoma. And I said, it's just a name. And so she's seen an oncologist. And so he's given her these options, but my mom will not. She, and I encourage her to go holistic. So right now I'm feeding her like these mulberry, dandelion off the bark tree, this tea every day, this cauliflower, things to fight that I call it a monster. I woke up and I asked, Lord, give me wisdom. And so he said, stop feeding the monster. They immediately told her to get off this one medication that was causing, it was like a blood thinner. It was causing her to bleed. So they took her off of that. And so I've been speaking over my mom. She has no pain, but I believe by the power in his name, Yeshua HaMashiach, that thing is gone, it's dead. It will not return. So at the same time, and that's why I bought an extra Healy for my mom, Dr. Pastor.
Okay.
So I use the cell, the one,
The cell, okay.
Cleaning, so her cells and her lungs. So I'm using that on her every day. And I know that she goes back in 5 weeks or whatever to get tested. It's going to be clear. My mom's going to be healthy. She's going to be 90 in October. So I just want to thank you. And my sister, I have a sister, my sister, her faith, she always speaks about her bum leg. She had an injury. And so when she speaks about it, I can see what she speaks. She limps because she speaks not good about that body. And my daughter, I have a daughter, she's on this keto thing, but I noticed that her stomach, it's bloated out. And if she diets, and so I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what is my daughter? When you said that, what is she thinking about her stomach? Because it's for a reason. So I'm going to talk to them, I'm going to speak, because I know that our words are important. Whether we speak over ourselves, that's who we are.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's every diet, and I'll put some teachings together on a lot of, there's a depth to the nutrition journey that I personally have been on, how I help women. But the dieting, a lot of it is behaviors as a result of certain beliefs about ourselves. So people will eat this perfect diet, but they're doing it out of perfectionism. And so the body is still in bondage. The body is still locked up, and, we're doing it out of a place of pain versus a place of pleasure. I believe the Lord gave us all of these natural foods, and food is a celebration. Food is a it's something that brings us pleasure, and God finds pleasure when we enjoy the things that he has given to us. And so it's good to eat healthy. It's good, you know, there's a lot of diets out there that say certain things, and it's like, it really depends on the heart's intention behind it.
Wow. Eva, do you have any question? Anybody else?
Just happy to hear some of these ideas reinforced, because I've been learning them, I've been hearing and trying to put some of them into practice. So I'm glad to have them confirmed. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions? You know, so again, this is just introduction, and you know, like I said, I'm hoping that you know one of the classes can be put together, and we won't mind just having you just do maybe like out of 15 minutes and then we use the other one. You know, we can always do do a wrap up, you know, within ourselves. So. But I think we'll be so excited to be able to see you do that. And hopefully by that time you've gotten your Healy. And if anybody else have any question, if not, anybody else have any question or something else to suggest? Okay, so, okay, go ahead.
Actually, real quick, Mama, we had, earlier we had talked about running our coherence program. And I was wondering if maybe we could just briefly touch on, I know some people had a chance to do it and some people didn't, and maybe we could kind of just, you know, since we have a couple more minutes, just talk about what people's experience with their coherence and focusing on love, on the Father's love, on love in general, and what brings us love and how we love. That would be kind of cool to hear. Julie, you said that you had a chance to do it, right? Julie?
Am I on mute? I'm not.
Oh, no,
mute.
you're not.
No. I found it a most amazing experience. I mean, I've run the program a few times, but I actually felt like the vibration of the program and the frequencies. But as I started to think about the people, I mean, maybe you've done it in a different way, but it was so easy, you know, all these people, it was like flooding into me, all my loved ones and everybody that I knew, even the Queen of England. But you know, I just found it like it was just gushing out. You know, it was like so easy to hold them and pray and things where I would find it perhaps difficult to articulate. I mean, I know you could probably run the program and not say a word. You know, I guess you can do it in different ways, but that's how it worked for me. And I actually had on very low some instrumental worship and with the names of Yahweh, you know, that sort of instrumental music running. So it was a beautiful, beautiful feeling. And I actually felt very refreshed physically too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So Chelsea, so last week we had and I think Destiny had mentioned, so there's a lot of frequencies that the Healy has. There's actually one that has 120 frequency, and there's a new frequency they sent to us, a creative homeopathy that has 300 and something frequency in that. So we decided that we just begin to engage the love of God, not just for ourselves, but for our family, for our for our neighbors or whoever. Yes. So we just engage in the love of God, like we're talking about, talking about something, loving your body. But this one we were extending ourselves, just loving other people and just creating the love of God, that everything we think about them is just God's love. So this Tuesday was when we said let's do it as a team. The Healy as a whole, the corporate, they have it where they do it like I don't know if they're doing it once every week now, where they just focus and just on love or compassion in the world, and it's just so amazing to even have people who don't really they're not like say followers of Jesus Christ, but just speaking peace into the world, the peace that Christ. Remember the news that the angel says was peace. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace and goodwill. So that people who are not even believers, but who have that goodwill, that are speaking it into the world. And that's one of the things we really love about here, that we can do it as a group. And one of the things that even the founder, Maki Schmieke, is like, he wants to make sure that it's a community, that we're building a community. It's not you have, oh, I have something and I like to use it, so if you want to buy, you buy. No, they want you to talk to. That's how we started this. They want you to connect with one another. They want you to share the love, just share compassion, so to become a family, that we're created to be. So that's why we love it, and that's why that's one of the reasons why, and actually that's the reason why we have this group, and have people from different parts of the world that that join. And people will never, I will never have met Julie. I will never have met Yvette. All this, so many people that God had brought into our life, Andre, that we would have not. But now we have a space to something. It's a tangible stuff that we can just use to be able to engage the world, engage one another, and also different part of our body. So I am so appreciative that Julie did that. Did anybody else experience anything that did it?
Oh yes, I ran it.
Okay.
And when I tried, initially focusing on the Lord first, to see what I should do.
Yes.
I realized that he wanted me to receive his love, to open all of me, to try to let all of me be coherent, and to open up and receive from him and get fully saturated before I then tried to release to others, So I received it and let it flow all over me from the top, right down within, without, just let it flow. And then I was able to release to those nearby that I know, and so on, and move from there on and on, to my island, and then to the whole nation and the region. I also got, led to the Peace of Jerusalem, the First Nation Israel, to read over that, the release over the First Nation Israel, and, well, of course, to the US and so on, the different parts all over and so on. And then he did allow me to, as it were, rise to see the earth, the whole earth, that's fair, and allow his watery light or liquid light to flow over. It was very nice.
Oh, wow.
I felt different. I felt different after.
Oh my God.
I felt different.
I feel you. I feel it.
I felt different.
Oh my goodness, you ladies, that's awesome. And I was in London with the Queen experiencing. You know what, Julie? When you're talking, you're even though you run it a while away, they love. Did you see what your cat was doing? It was touching you.
Yeah.
It was touching you. I was laughing. Hey, anyway.
I just add one more thing, and it sort of reminded me, is Yvette, when she was speaking, that was coming to me. I think it's in a song, but it might be a scripture. From him and to him are all things. It was like an arcing, to and from, and that was the flow that I was experiencing, I think. Yeah.
Well, anybody else that did? Did you do Destiny?
I did, but I think Andrea wanted to share first, and then
where's Andrea? Yes, Andrea.
I just wanted to share that the Healy, I didn't actually get to do that particular program.
The coherence, okay.
The Healy itself, to me, seems to be a tool that is helping mankind to become more understanding of who we really are. Like, I feel like the Healy, like that's who I am. And it's bringing me in a closer coherence that. And that's why I appreciate it very much.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. Love that.
I noticed while running it, of course, having thoughts of love and having, I agree wholeheartedly with what everyone has said so far about focusing on God's love first, because in order for us to be able to pour out love with others or upon others, we need to experience his love first and fully. And so focusing on God's love, I think, is something for me that is definitely first and foremost. One thing that I did notice, though, however, in the midst of, being a mom and then also, working and all that kind of stuff, I had an opportunity to be able to, my older son is, he's 19, but he's really kind of questioning his spirituality at this point. And I've always raised him the way they ought to go, but his friend had an opportunity to spend some time with him. And I was driving in the car while running the coherence program, thinking about love. And I had an opportunity to kind of share God's love in a different way than I wouldn't normally share it. Like, I feel like God really, by using the coherence program, which helps the frequencies of your brain and your heart, those flow together. And then with his Holy Spirit, I believe it allowed me to be able to share God's love in a different way, which his friend, he's very, he doesn't have a filter, and he's very, but my point that I'm trying to say is he was quiet, which is rare for him. He listened to what I had to say about God's love, and how he said, well, I'm just giving up on humanity and all this kind of stuff. And I said, but I just felt like God strategically, through that program and by me connecting with God and by hearing God and hearing his heart, it allowed me to be able to express God in a different way than what he may have heard it before, which he was very quiet and he listened, and he seemed like he received it. I mean, more so than that he would have before. And to me, that was a really huge deal, because this is my son's best friend, and we've had many conversations in the past. So I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity to do that. And so I found that it did have, it planted a seed in his heart. So I'm grateful for that.
Wow. Oh, that is awesome. Anybody else that did that? I can have to confess that I did mine today. And what happened is that on Monday was my the burial of my niece, and I had so much heavy burden from Sunday. I cried all the way back home. I just finished the church, and I don't know if I said hello to anybody. I jumped in the car and I drove home, because she passed on Wednesday, a week today. And then so she was buried on Monday. And so I just drove, and I was just like questioning, asking all these things. And, so I know it was on Tuesday. I text, I think, was that Tuesday we were texting? I told Destin, I was like, it's just so, it's so pain. I was just like, I felt so much pain, but then I felt so much pain, but it wasn't like my body was not in pain, but it's just like, it's, it's not confusion, it's just, I just felt so much pain. I just felt so much pain. So Tuesday, or whatever that day was, I don't know. What day are we now? Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So my week was just a lot of just going on. And I'm here and we're dealing with people in Nigeria and just like that. So, but I decided to run it. I know my commitment. It was supposed to be at 10 o'clock yesterday. I did it today, and I did it at 10 o'clock. But what it is with the hurt, and it's not, I don't know, it's like I wasn't upset with God, but I was just upset. Okay. I was just upset. It's like, like you feel like I didn't get, it's like, I don't know if I played my part a lot. I said, Lord, I didn't have opportunity, because I got a Monday that this child was sick. They sent me a text. He was sick. I said, oh my God, what's wrong? And then on Wednesday was when the response was 7:50 in the morning on Wednesday. And then by 3:41, I got a text that she had passed away. So it's like, I just felt like, Mary crying, like, if you should have been here. I was like, okay, if we had done this, if we have known, things like that going on. Anyway, so, but when I ran, so my days yesterday it was okay. It was good. I still feel God's hand, I still feel God's presence, I still feel all those things. But I ran this in, and the pain that I felt was the pain, like the pain of the world, and how God's love is really kind of flowing, even amidst our pain and amidst our suffering, that God's love is just, permeating. Even when they asked me to share this morning, and it was Psalms 33, I think verse 5, say that the earth is filled with the goodness of God. So just to bask in that goodness, just to bask in that love, so that's what today, and the Lord's like, the earth is still filled with my goodness, regardless of the pain and hurt and things that's happening. And then to know that we have a Messiah who went through the suffering. So I felt a sense of peace. I felt, like my grandbabies that are around and the people, so it's a good kind of hurt, like we are hurting together. And then, but we are loving together, So that's how I experienced my frequency today. So it was today I did mine. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody else. I'd see Darlene. I don't know, Darlene, you want to say something? I know she hides, and I always have to pick on her.
Yeah,
I like to pick on her. So anyway, I'm sorry, guys.
I just popped back in. I had to leave for a bit, and then I just popped back, and so I don't know what you guys were.
Oh, okay. We're talking about if anybody did the coherence experience, and what they, what the experience that they had when they did the coherence about on love and focusing on love on our family, our community, and our world, God's love.
That's awesome. No, I didn't do that, but know that we lifted you in prayer on last evening.
Thank you. And, God.
Yes, we definitely had a time lifting you and your family and doctor and just the clan, the tribe, just everyone.
Thank
you. Releasing God's love into the atmosphere and praying for strength and comfort and peace, and that there would be a calm. And we will continue to lift you up, Pastor, and continue to lift up the family. And everyone that's even on this call will continue to lift you up. And, I love you all. And, I like Pastor said, I do hide, Every now and then
I had to. I check. I had to go pick on her. So sorry. But this woman, and if you guys don't know this woman, she is like, when you say there's a wing beneath your wing, that's Darlene, and she is a powerful prayer person who will stand with you, will pray with you, or cry with you, whatever. She's there. She is there, and that is someone to know, someone to be. Want her to be a part of your life, period.
Thank you, Pastor. That's very sweet and very kind. But I love you all, and I will definitely continue to pray for you in my own time, as well as on our prayer call on Tuesday. So you guys can join us then too.
Yes, please remember to join. I'm having difficulty. Please remember to join us and about Tuesday prayer. But I also, in a conclusion, I know our time is coming. Thank you so very much, each and every one of you. I want to encourage you, if you have ever thought about owning Healy, this is the time to do that, because this, until the end of this month, they have this sale where you can get the whole program, had a 120 program, and own it for life. And then after that, that's when they start subscription. So it's like, yes, it's easy for people to get in on a subscription base, because you can start, like you start, with one or whatnot, and be able to move forward if you have. But the best of it is that if you're able to get it now, you have all the program. You have all the program. Of course, frequency is always coming. Then you can always add more, but to have this, to be able to get 120 something program at one time, and then have it for life, is really incredible. So this is an incredible opportunity. If you know anybody that are interested, or even show their interest, I want you, I encourage you to send them an email or text and let them know this. They have till the end of the month to be able to get into this wonderful deal that they have. Is a promotion going on. So this, and if you have anything that is not the resonance, the one that you can read, can help you analyze your system. You also, I mean, if you want to be able to upgrade it, it is actually half price right now as well. So I want to encourage you to be able to send email, send a letter to your friends who you have shared with, or who you think may be interested, because it's better for them to be able to have it for life versus, like every month. So anyway, so that's one of the things I wanted to share, and especially those of us and those who want to anyway. Any other thing that anybody? I saw Scott. I didn't know. He's probably already gone to go get the kids, but I don't know if Scott wanted to say something.
Hey.
Hey.
I've been doing a few other things, but listening in the background, and loved the testimony, loved everybody sharing. I didn't catch the trainer. It says Zoom user. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that Chelsea.
Chelsea, I loved you. I loved what you shared, and
thank you.
Your just vulnerability and openness, and everything you've overcome. I think it's great. I love what God's doing in you and through you, and you just reminded me of my wife, because my wife does very similar type, not in the fitness world, but in her own thing. She deals with emotional healing. We're doing a 5-day or 3-day challenge right now. She's been broadcasting live all over the world today. So
wow,
it's just amazing. I think it's really cool. It's called the Advanced Challenge. Her name's Robia Scott, if you guys want to look her up. But what I think is really cool is that God is doing something very consistent, and there is a grace right now for healing, and what he's releasing from heaven in this time for all of us as believers. We're all coming into greater wholeness. I've been mentoring some men and bringing them into the greater depths of their identity and who they are. And as you know, all women, I'm sure you women know, men are much more disconnected emotionally. But through my path and journey, overcoming things, it's been great to share, and it's been fabulous. I love what God's doing, and the breathing is hands down one of the best things. Obviously learned that just being around doctor, learning from doctor, but also those under doctor, like Pastor, Taylor. I do Taylor's meditation. I mean, I'll just say this, because my meditation, I've done the practice of meditation and breathing for over a year now, every day. I've literally anchored that into my disciplines, and it's been one of the most transformative things I've ever done. Staying consistent, repetition, right? You got to just keep something in front of you over and over. And if you keep doing it, and then now introducing the Healy, because I've got the Healy and I do all the programs now. And so that, I think it all works together so well.
Yes, right? Yes. I'm mine. Mom.
I know, right? We're going to throw it up in the air.
Wait a second.
We're just like, come on, go.
Go. I see.
Lovely, but it was really nice. I was doing some things in the background and just listening the whole time, and it was great to have everybody share. So love being on these calls. Can't wait to see where we're going with this. Yeah.
So we have Zach is also, but Zach is working so once in a while he's able to check in, but so I don't know if it's something we want to think about timing, because a lot of people have returned to work, and it's maybe a bit challenging to be this time. So I don't know if it's something that, if we want to do a suggestion, I think when we can move it to allow other people, allow the people, like even the people in Asia, they get to watch it, but it's just later. So James Scott.
Kelsey, I wanted to throw something in the chat, because I normally wouldn't do this, just so you know. This is what my wife's online event is that started on Monday.
Okay.
And we're doing it
Okay, that's what I was just trying to type to you to send it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I think what's great because it's tied to food and overcoming the counterfeits. She wrote a book called Conquering Counterfeit Comforts, and she's been in ministry over 20 years, and she has an entertainment background. She was a professional dancer, then an actress, and then
oh my gosh,
she traveled the world with Prince and was all over the world with him for 2 years and was his top dancer and all this stuff. So she knows all the struggles and overcoming, and then God really brought her into wholeness and healing through leaning on the real true comforter. And so she just got off, she was on a 2-hour live event today, trying to do this. You can't give everybody everything in 3 days. You got to bring them into walking with you. So she has a 90-day course that she does, and it's phenomenal, but
wow,
it's very consistent. I think with especially listening to some of these testimonies that I've been editing and putting up for her presentation, where these women are and where they've come out of, it's just, it just touches my heart. I love it.
Yes.
And so, yeah, we should be able to enjoy all things and not be so consumed by our bodies and love that. So it's so, I just thought that was such a unique Godcidence, if you will, that, you were on today and that was happening. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. God's doing something really deep here. And I love it.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah, it's beautiful because it's happening everywhere. I'm seeing cultures that are not even infused with Christianity, but they're in alignment with what the Father's heart is for the planet right now. So it's just this wild thing where there's so many people going through emotional healing and becoming self-aware. And it's like what Dr. O talks about, when you sit with yourself and you get comfortable being alone and you go inward, there's so much happening. It's so incredible. But thank you, James, for sharing that. And I just want to honor you for working with men, because we need men. We need healthy men. That is so needed for women's health, for men's health, for the planet to be healthy. Men are we need you guys.
Yes.
We need you guys, and you're such a big, powerful piece to every woman. The whole movement, and Benedicta and I had talked a little bit. I shared my whole passion of talking about femininity and that being healthy. We have this whole feminine movement that's actually not God's view of feminine and how he created femininity. Femininity is actually so in alignment with the Bible, and women being able to surrender and receive love and submit and all those things, but in a healthy way, actually is what men need to thrive. And we need the masculine to step up, because we all need each other.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, I could sit here. We'll have to connect, Chelsea. You have to connect. I have to connect you with my wife, because this is we're coming up on our.
Chelsea sent type your this is for him. So on the chat.
I'll send it. Yeah,
we're coming up this weekend is our 11th anniversary for our wedding.
Oh wow!
Yeah. All right.
Wow!
It's on Saturday, and been together 13 years, married for 11. It's just unbelievable. And you're so right. It all happens. See, we're all speaking the same language, because it all does happen from childhood, the trauma. And if we get a chance to get to know one another, and you can hear, my challenging, dramatic upbringing, my wife's traumatic, we're both from divorce and parents leaving, and, just trying to fight to survive in life and so all the things that are put on you and your identity, and so the roles were switched. Men were never put in the proper position. Women had to come into that position of the man, and then of course feminism was just so the reversal of that is so key, and that is the Father's heart, is that. So I'm glad that thanks for the encouragement. I don't have a huge list of men, but I do say that being in ministry now for many, many years and coming out of the marketplace, it was sort of the Lord took me out of marketplace stuff to spend, how it is when he prepares you, it's a season, you walk it out. But it's now it's starting to unfold bit by bit, little by little. This is the time now. And so the impact that I'm having with the men, and it's not just any man, these are some really influential men God's bringing before me, and it's just happening. And so really speaking to their lives, really bringing them into that place. I mean, I don't know, the best way to say it is really bringing them into the proper position in who they are.
Who they are.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not your worldly, like, be a man. It's so much more. It's really the true essence of man is, and I love Pastor, you'll appreciate this, because as I get to know Doctor better too, I love the original, the real Hebrew, not just the Hebrew language, it's the mindset. It's the way that Hebrew would think, which is so not Western.
Yeah.
So understanding what man was in the garden is, to guard, to serve, to support.
Yes.
It's everything that I've done it in my wife, because my wife, honestly, it's interesting. She's really sort of, even when we had our church in the South Bay, gosh, I'm surprised. This is how we knew you. You remember Leoneda? Leoneda?
Yes, yeah, I know.
Leoneda came, our church was called Deeper Life, and she came, one just popped up randomly out of nowhere because she saw my wife, and that's how we learned about Venice United. But my point was, I was going to say, was that my wife was always in the front. She's the gifting. She's the lead. She's the teacher, the speaker. She has a way of gifting of communication. And so understanding, I didn't have to, I knew inside, I just knew in my knower that I wasn't supposed to ever overstep that role. Like, it was supportive. I was supposed to lift up the gift and really come into that. And I knew that's not something you normally see. And we would co-teach, but she was really at the forefront of leading. And I had to honor that. And I think people were really blown away to see that over the years, and then the women and the men both. So, true manly position is not what we see in the world. So
no.
I'm ready. I'm really believing, and as we talk now, it's stirring up excitement that perhaps a movement could really be birthed, and we can see. I'd like to be around some other men that are much like me. We don't see enough of them.
That's true. There are not a lot of them.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yes.
So anyway, send me put your info in the chat. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it in right now.
Okay. Yeah. So wow, this has been so just awesome session. I thank each and every one of you. Again, this is I don't want to say support group, but it is really because we're trying to build one another. I know some of us are doing in Healy, we're using it for, individually, but also we're sharing with other people. So it's also a part of a business for some of us. So for those of you, we have agreed that we will set up a day, within the week. And if you're how many people that are interested, we can just maybe do a Zoom call and just kind of see how, even how we can tap into what we have at the moment, because I know that when it goes to the subscription, that it is going to be easy for people to come in, but they won't have what we have, that we probably just get a couple of program here, a couple of program there. So we want to see what we can do within the remainder of the month or the days, and see if we can, send a letter, send a text to people that are we think that may be interested in it. So if you guys don't mind, if you have time this evening, call so we can just do a quick Zoom call, or if you want to do it tomorrow, I don't know, whatever day you want to do it. I just want us to be able to capture what is remaining. I know I came in and with all the loss and things like that, I have been focusing on my family at home. So, but this is also part of my family, growth and development. So if we can do that, if you guys have a time, you can text me if you want to be a part, and then we can either do it in the evening, or if you want to do it tomorrow. So let's put some strategy together and then be able to run with it, maybe like 20 or 30 minutes a session later. So if you are interested, just text me, and then so we can now agree on the time. So but did you guys get Chelsea's information, and those of you who want to if you want to connect with her individually? But I do know that my goal and my really what I foresee, that she's going to be coming and doing teaching for us often. She's going to be coming in and teaching for us, and equipping us, and just giving us some of the tools that she has. All right. So her information. Okay, please feel free to reach out to her, and she would drive. She's in Utah now, but she would drive. She would drive. She has clients here all over, Southern California. So she drives, and so and then she has an appointment with me too.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right. So I want to thank you, my beloved brothers, because there are a lot of brothers that are not in, but they're going to read it anyways, and my sisters. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. And text me if you want to do a little strategic planning for business sake, and then we can set up a time. So I thank you. If you guys don't have any other question, I think that'll be it for me. Did you guess I have my grandbabies here, but you didn't hear their voice? Did you see? And isn't that amazing? Did you guys didn't hear their voice? They are upstairs. I just told them grandma is gonna be downstairs and doing this. So please read and do whatever. It's my 3-year-old, 6-year-old, and 8-year-old, and they have been amazing.
Oh
my God.
How cute.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you
so much, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
God bless.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you. Andrea, I see you want to come and visit. And Julie, I want to come and visit.
Yes, I'm sure the Lord will provide the roadways.
Oh, yes. And Yvette, I want to come and visit.
Sure.
Okay, I love you all. Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
Bye-bye.
God bless you. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, boy, that's so beautiful.